Now, as you can see from our opening shots, there's slurry going out everywhere. There's great activity with silage, and this is us here making a few more little bales of silage. Again, the grass this year is fantastic for everyone. It gets away ahead, and when the grass shoots, it makes poor quality silage, so we want it as leafy as possible, and this is what we've done. This was really just to graze, but as it's getting ahead of the sheep, we're just going to cut it and bale it. And we've made another 50 bales, I think we made, so that brings me to about 130 bales, and that will keep all the sheep that we can keep on the farm here in the winter months in the shed. And this little paddock here is only 2 acres in it, and there's not a lot of room for big tractors, and you can see the grass is mighty hagged there. But this little paddock, that's where the lambs, when the sheep lamb at the start, to go out into that little paddock. And I had little pet lambs running in there, 9 of them, and then when they lie down in a patch, it flattens the grass and then the mower won't lift it. So that's the best excuse I can offer up there for bad mowing. It's a little bit like a dodgem track here, almost, for a bit of synchronised baling. And this machine can eat up the grass. Just those are very tiny little rows, so you can fly. And each bale's, I think it's about 700 kilos is in it. And these bales are chopped in here, so the silage is very short in it, and that actually compacts more into the bale. This is the McCracken's contractors from Ballywalter, Dunova Road. Now, every year that goes by, we experience some new thing we haven't experienced, some disease, some problem. And this year, we had 2 lambs that I've never seen before with swollen noses. Their noses swole up huge. And I'm not quite sure what the problem was.
So, we have a casualty here today, and it is a swollen hooter. Look at the hooter of that man. I don't know whether he has got a jag out of the wind bush or what, but we'll give him a little antibiotic. He's heavy, Barton.
It's really heavy.
And we're just shifting the sheep into this far field. There's very little grass on it too, but we're going to graze it down and get fertiliser on it while the sheep are up round the farm sheds here, and then we'll take them down the road to new pasture where the grass is better. We'll just do a little bit of drone footage here, as you can see. So this is almost our entire flock. It's a few lambs and a few sheep up on the other paddock near the house. So that's the Strangford Loch. You can see over the back the water glinting there in this shot. And we have two little creep feeders for our lambs to go in, but there's too much of a press to go in over the top of each other and can crush each other, and one goes down and they're tramping over the top of it. In case any accidents, we have made a ring with our sheep gates here, and we just put a few troughs in, and I'll go out with meal morning and night, and I'll just open the gate and try and keep the sheep out and let the lambs in. And this is just a few little lambs that didn't go across to the other field, and Barbie's given them a little bit of meal. It's also handy because you can put a sheep or two in, let them in, they'll want into the meal if you see they've a lame foot or they trimmed up or dosed or anything as well, so it's a good job. Now tonight the Low Country boys are playing, so if you want a bit of advice about music, take up a penny whistle. It's easier carried than one of these. Now the countryside is buzzing with the noise of silage harvesters, balers, slurry going out in this case here. And this is being applied with the dribble bar. It used to be you just put it on the spread plate and it spread evenly over the whole ground, but the dribble bar just runs it nicely in little lines, and it actually lets you get the sheep back in to graze it earlier because the whole field isn't covered. This is us finished up, and we're just flying over the little rocky fields there with the sheep in it. There's 3 fields with white plastic on it. That is what that is. Those are planted in maize, corn on the cob, in other words. And the plastic is put there to protect them, and it sprouts earlier with more heat. Dromore Hills out in the back there. Now next week, or next Friday coming, hopefully we're going to take a little trip up the road and see this amazing collection of vintage tractors here. Nuffields, Marshalls and Leylands. And we're going to have a chat with the owner, and he's going to lead us through some of the points and developments of that make. So see you then next Friday, don't miss that one. Working on a farm up at the crack of dawn. Jump out of bed and get your overalls on.
Get your overalls